What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. We're doing daily Manchester City transfer updates, so if you're enjoying the content and you want to help support my channel, then subscribe, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. You can also find my social media links there in the description below. I'm sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. That'd be much appreciated. You can also find my email in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video, aiming for 600 likes, so any help towards that again would be much appreciated. And most importantly, let me know your thoughts of these transfers in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say. I just want to give a big shout out to the latest JSGC members, Michael Peterson and Something. So that's S-U-M-T-H-I-M. They're the latest people to become JSGC members. So a big shout out to them, absolute legends. Your support is much appreciated by me in helping to support the future of the JSGC channel. So thank you very much for that. If you want to become a member and receive a shout out on videos and lots of other perks, then just go and press that join button, which you can find next to the subscribe button. So let's crack on with this video. Let's head straight into the outs and let's speak about an update that we've not had in a little while, and it comes in the form of Yangel Herrera. Okay, so he had lunch a few weeks ago with the president of Valencia. This was just before Ferran Torres had signed for Manchester City. From there, Yangel Herrera, going the opposite way, was going to go and join Valencia on loan. Now, SuperDeporte, a source in Valencia, they're saying now that Valencia are looking at alternatives to Yangel Herrera. And so I'm wondering what's happened. I'm not too sure whether it's a fallout over agreed wage with the player, or whether there's an agreement with Manchester City they can't quite find. I'm not too sure what the problem is here, but I find it telling that Valencia now are looking at alternatives instead. And so I'm wondering now what Manchester City are going to do with Yangel Herrera, whether it's going to be another loan move or whether it's going to be a permanent transfer. We know that Manchester City are looking for around €15 million for the 22-year-old Venezuelan defensive midfielder. I am not too sure any teams outside of the Champions League teams in Spain could probably afford the €15 million, and so it would make sense for another loan move to a club in La Liga, with more than likely an option to buy at the end of that loan. He spent last season out on loan at Granada, did very well. That's why he's getting linked with a decent move to Valencia, which now looks like it may not happen. Just going to chuck this one out there. Work permit, obviously pending on this, but may there be some interest from English clubs? If he's that good to be linked with moves to Valencia and getting minutes in a top a top half La Liga club, then you would have thought that he'd be good enough to be competing the top end of the Championship, certainly into the lower ends of the Premier League as well. And so there might be some interest from England. I'm not too sure. I wouldn't have thought Yangel Herrera would find it too difficult, if I'm honest, to be able to find another club. And so let's move on to the ins. These Messi rumours, they will not go away. Now, Hagrid FCB, a source at Barcelona with an amazing name, he's saying, and apparently he's quite reliable with Barcelona information as well, he's saying that Messi, he's still unhappy at Barcelona. He wants to be playing at the highest level. He doesn't believe in the current Barcelona project. He doesn't like the president at Barcelona, and he's unhappy with the staff that's been employed. Not so much Koeman, but more backroom staff. I think he wanted Xavi back at Barcelona, and it looks like that isn't going to happen. And so Messi still remaining, it seems, unhappy at Barcelona. Now, what I'm not suggesting here is that Manchester City are going to go out there and sign him, but what I will say is that if Messi's looking for a top-level club, then it would make sense to perhaps be looking at the Premier League for a move to the Premier League. There aren't many clubs in the Premier League or indeed around Europe that could afford the fee to pay for Messi and be able to afford his wage. Now, obviously, he'd need to take a wage cut because apparently he's on £1.2 million a week at Barcelona. I'm not sure if that's just a straight-up wage offered by Barcelona or whether that's including sponsors and everything like that, but obviously if he's joining any club around Europe, he's been heavily linked with Manchester City, he's getting heavily linked with Inter Milan as well, he would need to take a wage decrease to be able to join either of them clubs. They're the two clubs that are being linked. What Manchester City's got as their USP, their unique selling point, if Manchester City were to sign Messi or try and sign him, is that we have got former manager of Barcelona, Pep Guardiola, who's worked with Messi, helped Messi develop, and Messi is in contact with and likes We have also got former Barcelona Chiefs here as well, again that Messi's worked with and Messi seems to have got along with well. We've also got friends of Messi at Manchester City, including Sergio Aguero, his Argentinian teammate. So there are lots of USPs for Manchester City to potentially bring Messi in. I'm not saying that City are going to sign Lionel Messi because I think the deal is just so complicated. I just don't ever see him leaving Barcelona. I'm not too sure what his aim is with all of this. We'll have to see how things are developing, but these Messi rumours, they are simply, at this moment in time, not going away. And what I will say is, we can dream, okay? Now, let's move on to the next story. We've got an update on Houssem Aouar. Now, Julien Laurens at ESPN is reporting that Manchester City and Pep Guardiola, they are keen on signing Houssem Aouar this summer. This is despite a lot of reliable sources saying Manchester City will not sign a central midfielder this summer. Arsenal are another club showing a lot of interest in Houssem Aouar. Real Madrid have also been linked as well. He is apparently available for £44 million. And what I'll say is that if Manchester City want Houssem Aouar, then City can go and get Houssem Aouar, because Houssem Aouar sounds like he's keen on a move to Manchester City, an affordable price at £44 million. It's just a simple case of where would he fit in and how would Manchester City make it work. Personally, if it meant a player had to leave, I'd probably be looking at Gundogan or someone like that and bringing in Aouar, because in my opinion, Aouar is the next level above. And you always look at, you've got to be ruthless sometimes, you've got to be harsh, and you're looking for that next level above. I'd fancy if City wanted to go toe-for-toe with Arsenal that would be able to persuade Aouar to join Manchester City. We've got Champions League football, we've got Pep Guardiola, we're a well-run club. Yeah, like I said, I'd like to think that City could beat Arsenal to his signature. It's all about if Manchester City are interested. Aouar's interested in Manchester City, but are Manchester City interested in Aouar? Maybe in another time. This summer, though, it looks unlikely. But like I said with Messi, we can dream. I'd love Aouar at Manchester City. We'll see. We'll see what happens over the next month. Anything can happen. It's a summer transfer window. Now, moving on. Next story, Ben Chilwell. Good news if you aren't keen on him. It looks like he isn't going to be joining Manchester City. The Athletic and David Ornstein, they're reporting that Ben Chilwell, he's set to sign for Chelsea. He's set to have a medical with them. It's going to be a deal worth £50 million, which is some come down from what Leicester were looking for when they said they were looking for £80 million for Ben Chilwell. Considering the come down £30 million, that is a huge come down, and I presume this is due to lack of interest in Chilwell. They were perhaps hoping for a little bit of interest, you know, like with Harry Maguire, they got so much because Manchester City were interested as well as Manchester United, and City were willing to go up to as high as around £70 million, which meant Manchester United had to pay more than that. Perhaps I reckon that indeed Leicester were hoping Manchester City to be interested in Ben Chilwell, that we'd be willing to pay £50 million, which would then force Chelsea to up their bid towards 55, towards £60 million and try and get a bidding war going instead. So I'm amazed that City haven't just said that they're interested in spending £50 million just to force Chelsea to spend a little bit more. But there we go. I'd have thought it would have been a deal worth at least £60 million. Premier League premium, it has a price. Homegrown player, Champions League club, Chelsea needing homegrown players. It's going to cost clubs that little bit more, but with Ben Chilwell, it seems £50 million is what it's going to take for them to secure their man, which means Manchester City will not be signing Ben Chilwell, which I'm sure will delight several people in the comment section. So let's move on to the next story. Lautaro Martinez, a little update on him. Not had an update in a week or two on him. So the Sun, they're reporting Manchester City's top striker target is Lautaro Martinez. They did not mention, however, if Manchester City were going to indeed make that move this summer or whether it may come in another window instead. What I will say is that Manchester City, we're currently chasing Kalidou Koulibaly. That, I reckon, will be Manchester City's next summer signing. And what City will do then is they'll look for their outgoings and look to sell some players and then assess their squad. So I reckon that may come, in my opinion, maybe towards the end of September, where City will reassess their squad and see what they need, perhaps, in the summer transfer market. Also, Manchester City will have the pleasure of being able to play 2 or 3 games before the transfer market, the window closes. So Manchester City are then able to assess their squad to maybe make any last-minute deals. Not normally how City do their business, but we're in a pandemic market. The window isn't as long as when it normally is. Time's running out. I can see a lot of panic buying towards the end of the market, so it makes sense for City to get their business done nice and early. And speaking of Kalidou Koulibaly, we have got an update on him. strap yourselves in. I'm going to go at a rapid speed with this. Sky Sport in Italy, they're saying Napoli, they're keen to get a deal done for Koulibaly to join Manchester City so that it can unlock their deadlock to be able to sign Gabriel from Lille. Now, Rai Sport in Italy, not the most reliable of sources, are saying that, agreeing with the same source with Sky Sport, saying Napoli, they want that Koulibaly deal done as soon as possible because they want to sign Gabriel. They're waiting, they said, on John Stones joining Barcelona. I'm going to presume that that was a typing error and they meant Eric Garcia, because John Stones certainly isn't being linked with a move to Barcelona, but Eric Garcia is. That may explain what I was reporting on yesterday when I was saying that there's a hold-up in the deal. Manchester City are waiting until September to get the deal done. That might be due to outgoings, the future of John Stones, Nicolas Otamendi and Eric Garcia wanting that sorted before they bring a player in, and that might be the hold-up on the deal, and it also may well be a Manchester City revenge tactic for what happened with Jorginho, and City just delaying it to make sure that Napoli do not sign Gabriel. Now, MEN are reporting that the deal is not as close as what the Italian sources are making out, but there's definite interest from Manchester City. City are working on a deal with Napoli via Koulibaly's agent to try and get a deal sorted, but no offer has been submitted yet. Manchester City will not submit an offer until they know that Napoli are happy to accept their offer. Then I reckon City will submit a bid that will be slightly lower. Napoli will reject, and then Manchester City will come back, and then Napoli will more than likely accept the second bid from Manchester City, is what I think may happen with this deal. So I don't think the deal is as close as what's being made out, but I certainly don't think the deal is too far away from being completed. We're just waiting on reliability, and we got some news yesterday night. Marzio saying that Gabriel, he is set to sign for Arsenal, which is going to delay this deal with Kalidou Koulibaly joining Manchester City, because Gabriel has been linked with Napoli, and it was thought that Lille were going to hold a gentleman's agreement with Napoli, but whilst Arsenal want the deal done now because Manchester United are seriously contemplating making a bid, so Arsenal trying to beat off competition, try and get that sorted instead. And then very interestingly, later last night, Alfredo Pedulla was saying that Napoli have moved on from Gabriel, have identified another centre-back there that they are interested in. Comes in the form of left-sided centre-back Mykala Mativienko, I hope that's how you say his name, Mativienko, yeah. He plays for Shakhtar Donetsk, Manchester City's favourite club, who we won't be playing in the Champions League group phases this season, which makes me very sad, but there we go, because they're going to be in pot 2 along with Manchester City, so we cannot draw them. And so Pedulla is saying now that Napoli are trying to get that signature sorted with the Shakhtar centre-back, and Manchester City have an agreement in place with Napoli for Kalidou Koulibaly, so I'm waiting sometime this weekend for another more reliable source to back this up, that Manchester City have an agreement in place with Kalidou Koulibaly. It's the first I've heard of an agreement. There's going to be lots of conflicting reports coming in, so I'm either going to wait on hearing from Marzio, who's reliable with Italian news, and Fabrizio Romano, reliable with Italian news, or from sources close to Manchester City saying that an offer has been made, an agreement is in place. So I don't think this deal will be done anytime soon. I reckon there's going to be big developments coming next week, and I of course will bring you them transfer updates, because we're rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates, so stay tuned for that. So there we go, that's been the video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on to stay in the loop with the latest Manchester City news and transfer news. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Aiming for 600 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Social media links in the description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. Leave your thoughts of these transfers in the comments below, and we'll be back again tomorrow for another daily Manchester City transfer update. The picture used of Koulibaly in the thumbnail wasn't edited by me. I have seen it on Twitter. I don't know who's originally created that source, so I can't credit them, but made that. Just link it up to me on Twitter so I know that you've made the thing, so I can give you credit and I can put your link in the description. I've been JSGC. I hope everyone is safe and well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. Peace. Ciao for now.